Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to the Life Tommy C. Hello, welcome to Thursday, uh, September 29th. Today, what we are planning to talk about is I've so far what I so far thought of the Excel Center, like like what I thought about the people there, and what I thought about so much about the help there that I've been getting from like the teachers now, because there are like three groups of teachers there. Like number one, you guys got your skills, your life coaches. Number two, you got your tech champ, which then after that, that's really nice. And like then after that, you got like some other different stuff that different people likes to use there. Like for instance, like a thing there called Odyssey In Odyssey is like so far one of my favorite things to use there, because so far I have felt really just enjoyed that place, because the people there are just so very nice. Now listen, it's gonna take some time for you guys to like adjust and just say, hey, we are going to follow the strict method of I do one class at a time that helps me out. And like for instance, like many people probably thinks doing multiple classes at a time. So far this year, what I thought, like number one, I thought of like doing I thought about doing like some different radio stuff that 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 on my next trip that I go on, I'm planning to record that kind of stuff. Like for instance, like the radio communication that comes from like the rural transit, because they have changed their communication. They're soon going to be using the tablets and stuff. Now, like for instance, like another place, they are going to be using like the call out system, which is really smart, a BT Access. So when you guys come down here to Bloomington, if you guys are doing like a college course, if you guys are doing like a course that you guys need help in, you guys want to try out these different places, like what I recommend, you guys do your research online before you guys start out at school. Which, like for instance, they have their own email, which I probably won't show that because that's privacy reasons. So like for instance, if we go on down here, click on the rear reference, we see that Indiana has like a new rear reference thing, and they got the ERS Connection Plus, and we see on here that West Noble Scoop Corporation has changed their radio frequency on here, which I think that's a smart idea because different people like to get on that. Luckily, they still use that Indiana P25 system, which I think which is really nice. So, like for instance, if we look at Daviess County, getting back talking about, Gibson, if we click on Gibson County, they got, for instance, like their Gibson Fire and EMS dispatch, which is 154.980. Their Gibson County Sheriff's dispatch is 155.595. So Princeton, they got a police dispatch. They also got a fire channel 2, which that really does help out the local people there. That goes like all around, like the different radio stuff that is from like different places. So like for instance, if we look some more on here, like Sullivan. So Sullivan has like their fire and EMS dispatch, which is Maine. They also got Sullivan City Fire Tactical. They also got Duggar Fire Tactical. So we're kind of seeing like a trend on this, which I think which is like really, really, really neat, okay? So like this trend is that like everybody likes to use these different radio stuff like throughout these different businesses. So like for instance, so like if we go on over there to like the Monroe County area and we look at their radio frequencies up there in New York, they got like several different areas that they use over there, which I think which is really kind of interesting. So like for instance, like at the Vatican, they don't use walkie-talkies there because they're like a spiritual community, okay? So like for instance, you're not allowed to take a walkie-talkie in there because lots and lots of different places do not use like different radio stuff, which is like into like the different areas. So like for instance, like number one, many people likes to use like so much more like different radios, which is like from like their public safety perspective, their businesses, because there's like a lot of different radio frequencies that your businesses use. So like for instance, just to talk about this one business, which I think which is really interesting, this one business. So like for instance, like so very many like different people likes to use these different radios like from like all around Indiana. So like for instance, Holiday World uses like a radio scanner system called like a DMR Motorola. So like for instance, I'm thinking that like all of our different places, like the art encounter that I've been to. Like, for instance, I'm trying to go to the Indiana State Museum to go see what they got, but they got like radio scanners there that use DMR, which is like really, really interesting. Like also like the different casinos I've been to. Like for instance, like number one, the first casino that uses it is like Hoosier Hoosier Harris Park Casino up there in Muncie in the Horseshoe, Indianapolis down there in Shelbyville. Both use like a DMR radio scanner, which I think, which is like so very nice. Which like for instance that different people likes to use these so they can get like lots and lots and lots of different help. So like for instance, if we look on here, we click on Shelby County, and after that we click on the Horseshoe Casino Indianapolis. We got, for instance, like their casino security uses slot 2. Which, like, for instance, their housekeeping, they all use close call 9 in close call 6, in close call 1, which honestly, I think that is really neat for, like, different people that likes to go look around. So like for instance, like people like me, I like to look at their local radio communication, which like for instance, this place is home of like Shelbyville, which Shelbyville Police uses 154.785, which kind of, they kind of don't use that a whole lot. Because like a lot of people like me likes to listen to the stuff like that. And like for instance, Indianapolis has currently got changed into this one radio stream, which I think, which is really, really interesting, which is called the Metropolitan Emergency Service Agency, MESA, formerly the Indiana Department of Public Safety, which I think which is really nice. So plus like also like a couple of tips that I recommend if you guys start flying. It's like pack the radio scanner inside your bag, inside your carry-on bag, so they do not see it. But be advised, security might see it. There, TSA. So like for instance, if you guys want a way that so you guys can keep up with your family, like that's the part where I recommend so that's the part where I recommend you guys use like many different places that people goes like looking around, but they need help. But like also, just to tell you guys a little bit about the different radio scanners that are inside the two different areas that I've been to, like Ohio and West Virginia. Ohio and West Virginia both use the exact same radio scanner area, which is really nice. But it's like today's outfit, I did kind of some simple. I'm wearing my Nashville, Indiana shirt, which I'm hoping to go back there sometime with my mom and Daddy Jim, which like also was like also like my other sweatpants I'm wearing. It's just some sweatpants that I got from like that I got from like the mall for Christmas last year, which was really nice. So like for instance, like different people likes to use these different radio scanners, which is really, really, really nice. Which they can like look around like at many like different places. They can go like looking around like at the different stuff that's from like all around Indiana. Like for instance, like what I like about Caesar Entertainment is that I like this about many other places. They got a website for like so they got like Caesar's Southern Indian, sorry guys, Caesar's Southern Indiana Media. So if we go on down, we click on like the Caesar's Entertainment Media Center, Media Resources, and then after that we click on a place that like I've been to, like for instance like a place that I'm wanting to go see is like Florida. They got Isaac Casino Downs, California. They got Harris Resort, Northern California. They also got Southern California, which like a lot of these places, their internet connection, which is really neat, that the Tunica region, the Gulf Coast region, which Shay Smith is a guy and he uses like the different radio scanners from like Caesar's Entertainment and like in the Gulf region. Alright guys, that's it. I'm trying to not make these videos so long so YouTube can look at my algorithm. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell so you guys will not miss out on any videos, and goodbye.